Have you ordered the new Cypress Grey and you want to get your Chevy 2500 dialed in with the essentials, but a little bit of bar work on the front end for additional lighting, a winch, and a little bit of protection in case one of the skippies jumps out in front? This combination right here is exactly what you need. We've got a brand new 2025 model. It's just come in. It's had the essentials plus a little bit of protection, and we'll go around this whole build, show you why this package here should be one for your wish list. 2026 is going to be a massive year, and I'm sure we're going to see a whole lot more of this Cypress Grey run through the workshop. So get your orders in today, and I'm keen as to see it. I'm Dean Bleasnut, the co-founder of Big Dog Builds. Well over 650 trucks now through the workshop in a short 3.5, almost 4 years. It's Chevy 2500 builds like this that are hottest thing in Australia right now. They are the most popular HD American truck on our roads. If you're around Australia and you're struggling to get up into Big Dog Builds, we've got transport network all the way around Australia now. We can help get your vehicle into the workshop, get a build done like this one here, fly in, collect it, stay local if it is a big build, and you're going to get a good handover from the team. You're going to know how to use your truck, and you're going to be able to travel around Australia in comfort, in style, and who wouldn't want a Chevy 2500 looking as good as this one in their driveway? Now come with me, we'll walk around this one here, starting with the front bar up the front end. When it comes to the front end of the Chevy 2500, they're a great looking front end in the 2025 models plus. You've got the full gloss black through the grille. The gloss black bumpers look amazing, and that's why a lot of customers are choosing to stick to a textured black front bar. The rear bar is obviously black, the front bar staying black really looks nice. We could color code these bumpers though to give you a little bit of a touch, look a little bit different to others out there. The textured black, in my opinion, especially on a bar like this one here, there is a lot of edges. It is quite hard to paint and keep a nice neat paintwork through the bar itself, but the textured black is very strong when it comes to stones flicking up, bugs on the front of the vehicle, and if you do happen to hit something, I think this bar will handle it quite well. This is the ADD Phantom bar from the US. The good thing with the Phantom bar is it is nice and sleek. It's one of the slimmest bars on the market. Gives you a good high angle at the front of the vehicle here. The factory bumper would hang down a fair bit lower. And this one here gives you that nice approach angle, but he's also got the intercooler guard underneath there as well. So good protection, nice high clearance, and the bar itself has got the integrated steady side lights in the wings. This one here, we've got the steady 10-inch side lights, and we've gone and opted for the KC Flex 4 lights on the front. So having these little KC lights definitely pack a punch. I feel like I'm going to break a bloody cover. For these ones here, they are a combo beam. So you got the spread at the bottom and then you got the spot on top. So once a customer angles these lights out and gets them set up exactly where they want, it's going to pack a punch. They've also got a pretty cool looking little DRL orange light in those lights as well. We can run a few different style of lights on the front center section here. The KC Flex 4s are very popular. The KC Titans are going to become quite popular on the front here as well. They throw an amber beam from KC lights that's a 40% bright light. Very good in low visibility environments, whether that's dust on dusty roads, if you're heading up the beach, for example, or if it is quite foggy. The amber and the KC lights are getting really good feedback for customers running those ones. In the ADD front bar as well, obviously all of the factory parking sensors get relocated back into the bar itself, and then we've also installed a carbon off-road 15K winch in there as well. We've made up a little front license plate flipper bracket, so that one's made in-house, and it definitely suits the front end of the ADD bar really nicely. Makes using that winch super easy. With the carbon off-road winch as well, you've got your little clutch release under here, so you can reach in and you can flip that one open, run out with your winch lead, simply pop the bonnet, turn on the winch isolator, and then you've got your wireless remote control to be able to use that one. If you do need to plug the remote control in as well, inside the engine bay, we've relocated the little plug-in extension because it is too hard to get in behind these tight bars just like this one here. So that's the front end, definitely looks the part. These bars are very popular. We've got many of them coming in from the States, but make sure you get your orders in because they are going to run out fairly quickly for the first few months of the new year. And I'm keen to see your order come through and be included into the essentials, plus a little bit of protection. When it comes to this Chevy 2500, it's got our ever so popular 3-inch BDS suspension kit. We have set this one to around the 2.5 inch mark, which seems to be the sweet spot for a good wheel alignment. And we've gone and installed 35-inch tyres on 18-inch wheels with the non-flared wheel and tyre fitment. What I mean by that one there is an 18x9 positive 18 wheel with a Yokohama Geo16 and a 35 12.5 18 is going to sit just inside the factory guards on the Chevy 2500. If you do like that flared look, we've got a few options that you can go that little bit wider, but for this one here, it is very, very popular. The Method 305 NVs are 2,041 kilos load rated per wheel. And if you don't like the zinc lip bolts around that wheel, you can go and change those ones out for the matte black. And we've gone and installed the Apex tyre valves. Those ones there are going to make airing down, hitting the beach super quick, and then airing up those ones as well. The team at Apex have also got a quick inflate as well. So if you've got a compressor on board and you're wanting to inflate, deflate tyres, the Apex valves are a good little solution there to start off with. With the Yokohama Geo16 tyres, they are a great looking all-terrain tyre. If you're doing a lot of highway driving, a little bit of beach work, a little bit of dirt work, these tyres here proving to be really, really popular with customers travelling around Australia, still getting good kilometres as well. If you look after your tyres, especially if you've got a heavy rear end setup, doing a rotate balance on those ones there are going to keep them in good condition for longer. And with the suspension in this kit here, we've gone for the 3-inch BDS, like I've said. You've got your upper control arms from BDS in this kit. What that means is the factory wheels and tyres actually won't fit on the vehicle. So installing this suspension kit, changing the upper control arms out, we can't run the factory wheels and tyres, but let's face it, going down to an 18-inch rim with a much better tyre is going to give you a whole lot better ride. It's going to stick to the road a lot better. It's going to be better in pretty much every single environment. You've got a slightly taller tyre and a slightly wider tyre for a better footprint, especially if you're wanting to air down and hit the beach. With the Fox BDS suspension kit, you've got the 2.5 Elite shocks. And with those 2.5 Elite Fox shocks, you've got remote reservoirs and you've also got adjustability, both low speed and high speed. You can go in here and you can play around with the adjusters. You've got both the low speed, like I said, so when that shock absorber is moving slowly, whether you're doing wombat holes or a little bit of off-road use, and then the high speed, whether that shock absorber is moving quite fast, which is typically the faster the speed the vehicle's going. If you're hitting corrugations and bits and pieces like that, playing around with the shock absorbers is definitely going to give you a lot better ride, but you also need to be mindful of tyre pressures as well. One thing to be mindful of though, you can play around with the shock absorbers, going soft is lefty-loosey, and then hard or firm is righty-tighty. That's how I say it. That's my in-depth and very technical explanation of how to adjust your shock absorbers. But one thing is to adjust those ones there. The second thing is also play around with your tyre pressures as well. If you're hitting corrugations and it's low speed work, playing around with your tyre pressures, dropping them down is going to give you a much more comfortable ride. And it's finding that sweet spot, jotting down what works really well, and then remembering that one as a bit of a guide for next time you do it. You might not hit corrugations for another 6 months, and having a little cheat sheet there, every setup's going to be slightly different as well. You can talk to people at the caravan parks, you can talk to people having a beer after a big day of forward driving and learning bits and pieces and using that as a bit of a base standard to start with and trial, but going around there and really learning it yourself for your exact vehicle and setup, application, the weight in the back, the van, the ball weight, all of those things make a big difference to the vehicle. So really learning that one, jotting it down. If you've got kids, it can be a great exercise traveling around Australia with the kids. They can track all of those details, and next time you hit a beach road, for example, you can rely on the kids to give you the good information, get them involved in the setup as well, because there's nothing better than going around Australia with the family and having the whole family in those adjusting bits and pieces, not just dad jumping out on the hot sand. Get the kids out there as well, off the iPads, air down the tyres, and then learn how to air up as well. So those basic fundamentals of forward driving from a young age is definitely where I found the passion, and following that through and having kids wanting to learn and do that, it's pretty cool to see as well. I love hearing customers' feedback when they are hitting those travels and the kids are really getting involved, seeing the photos and the videos, and honestly, by the end of the trip, the kids usually know more than the parents. That's pretty much it from the front end. I'll dribble all day about wanting to get on the road and go and enjoy this thing, but with the factory side steps on this one here, they're not too bad. You obviously can remove those ones there, put on the electric side steps, which will make getting in and out nice and easy. The XL series have also got that extra little sill on the side, which will protect a little bit of stones flicking up. But this one, just sticking to the factory side steps on the side there, factory bed steps, and then the rear end is quite simple as well. Come up here and I'll show you the airbags, how to adjust those ones there, what's going on at the back, and what is next for this one. When it comes to the rear wheels and tyres, obviously you got your 35, 12.5, 18s on the back. They fit really nice. If you're not running the same size tyres front and rear, you got something, you got rocks in your head and the vehicle's probably not going to perform the best. So of course they're the same wheels and tyres all around, but with the 35, 12.5, 18 Yokohama, the full size spare, fits in the factory location quite easy as well. So that one's tucked up under there. And then we've gone and installed the Boss triple bellow airbags. Those triple bellow airbags is what we install in these 3-inch kits. You got your little manual inflation tabs at the back there. So they're just your 2 little Schrader valves. Pump those ones up, but if you're wanting to hit that next level, you can go and install the Air IQ as well. Air IQ is going to give you a remote control and a phone app to be able to inflate, deflate the airbags and stay in on what those airbags are set at while you're driving as well. And you can play around with the pressures. If you feel like the performance between the vehicle and the tow vehicle isn't the best and everything looks right, the airbag pressures haven't changed and whatnot, I'd be getting out, checking the caravan, making sure nothing's happened to the caravan suspension or something along those lines. And that's a pretty simple rear setup for the Chevy 2500 with the BDS 3-inch suspension setup, the airbags, the Air IQ in this one as well. And ready for a Gen Y hitch or a decent hitch off the back there for the towing. The trifold tonneau cover that came on this Chevy 2500 as it came in as well. Obviously there's a lot of different setups that we can do there, whether you're wanting electric tonneaus, manual hard roll-ups, under-seat battery setups to give you power in the back for a fridge, for example. But this one here, the scope was the essentials, ready to tow with that little bit of extra peace of mind with the Air IQ to be able to inflate, deflate the airbags, and then the front end protection. So you've got the phantom bar up the front there, nice and simple, and this one's ready to go and enjoy the roads. And I'm not too sure if it's coming back for any extras, but this customer's driven all the way up from Melbourne. So shout out to those interstate customers, and just remember, if you are interstate and you're wanting to get up to Big Dog Builds, we can help get your vehicle in, so we can help with the transport side of things. But jumping in, making the distance, flying home while we do the build, for example, is what a lot of customers do. And I'm keen to see more of these Cypress Grey vehicles come in. I don't really see the grey in it at all when it's not in the sunlight, because the green that pops out definitely looks the part, but when you do take it out of the sun or it's nighttime, it looks like a whole different vehicle colour, that's for sure. So that's pretty much all I've got for this one here. If you've got a Cypress Grey build in mind and you want to get into the best, come up to Big Dog Builds. If you want to see these things boogie up the beach, guys, this video here is one to watch. This one here is pretty cool as well, and those two there, watch them.